My name is Dan Bilek. I'm one of your 4 co-hosts. I'm here with Andrew Dewitt.
Oh,
okay, that is not the right. God, every fucking episode. And Ryan O'Neill.
All right, we had this talk, Andrew.
Ryan
You can't do
O'Neill.
that. If he gets to do that, can I do my boy?
Yeah, Ryan.
This is Ryan O'Neill. Boy,
And Jeff Danis.
I'm bringing the voice of sanity. This is the self-appointed mayor of Boner City. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Danish.
All right. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. And we have very exciting news we're going to release right now at the top of the podcast and maybe in the middle and at the end. If you go on Twitter and tweet at @DoorExplosion, the handle for the company and the thing that produces all these shows, hey, like at @DoorExplosion, I love Boner City USA is my favorite podcast or something like that. You'll get a free T-shirt. Well, you can, as long as you have the words Boner City USA.
What kind of T-shirt?
Tweeting at @DoorExplosion.
It says Boner City on
it says I love Boner City. The five funniest or best tweets we get, or if we get 5 tweets, you will get a free Boner City T-shirt.
And it's
of
a
your choice.
dope T-shirt that I drew.
It's the monster truck from the picture of the monster truck with Boner City USA underneath.
And he
it.
hand drew
and
it.
Andrew Dewitt, one of our hosts on the show, drew it.
Can Ryan and I tweet and get get one of those?
Not it's.
Can we get a
It's
T-shirt?
like a radio thing. Dude.
All right,
like
I was just
you
checking it
and
out.
Your family and a lawyer
Can we
and
get,
anyone that works for the company can't win that.
Oh, but can we just get a T-shirt for doing the podcast?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
We'll iron out those details
seems
later.
Like, that seems like asking for
Maybe
a lot.
a baby onesie for O'Neill's child.
Yeah, right.
My girlfriend's pregnant.
Really?
Is she really?
Yeah.
No, she's not. I'm fucking lying. You're just trying to get a T-shirt.
No, but it would give me a big boner. She was because there's that danger element.
There's
What
no more
danger of what? Oh, backstory. Ryan
Danger
likes
of
to fuck without
fatherhood.
condoms because he likes the danger of maybe getting a chick he doesn't know if pregnant
Or
getting
AIDS.
Or AIDS. And now he's got a kind of a girlfriend now. So,
But if you listen to past episodes, he likes to ghost hunt with condoms.
yeah,
But
it'd be fun. If you go to episode 6 of the
this past week I was really struggling with my desire to put an ad on to start my own POV porn website. And like you put the ad and you get. This week was really tough for me.
No, but go take a step back. Explain what this is. 'Cause
So
some
for
people are a
years-
fucking weirdo like you are.
For years, I've been obsessed with placing ads and getting young, hot chicks
On Craigslist?
Well, wherever. I don't know. Probably somewhere more classy than Craigslist.
Have you hired a marketing or PR team?
I haven't done it yet, but then to bring them in and then
Did you
just
try
shoot
Ned?
a handheld porn video
without your face, it's
without
just
my
them.
face.
You
Yeah,
don't even
I would
own a
just,
camera.
But I would get a
He
camera
would borrow
before
one
they
from-
showed up.
He would borrow one from this fucking office.
I would probably borrow one
guarantee you,
from
piece
Jeff.
of shit.
This is a
also,
shit
I don't really-
operation.
Do you jerk off for this idea? You
No,
do, you
no.
fucking weirdo. You beat off to the idea of putting an ad
Look,
up and having weird
I
chicks
know
fuck
I
you.
shouldn't do it. That's why I struggle with it. It's my since I don't drink or do anything anymore. It's the addiction that I'm battling.
What have you written the ad? Have you gotten
Yeah,
that far?
what's
I've
the ad?
thought of potential ads.
What would they be?
Danish-
Like young upstart porn site looking for hot young talented women that haven't been exposed and would like the exposure.
That's wordy as shit, dude.
Well, dude, this is a professional fucking deal. I want to be very in depth and upfront about it.
So yeah, once you get
But
people
it's a
that
business
that
proposal.
answer, how do you fucking
But since I don't know how to put up a website, I'm sure I'd get a lot of angry calls, big like, so when are you posting
yeah,
the video?
you fucked me on a pool table and filmed it. When do I get to see
I don't have
this?
I don't have a pool table.
From
Yeah,
a
there we
logical
see.
mind, there's a lot of problems with this plan. One, who's going to respond? Two, if
Dude, if you
They're
see
gonna be
these
so
guys,
torn
people
up,
are
they're not going to
gonna
be hot.
They're gonna be so torn
you
up,
can
dude.
get hot chicks.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Well, then I would have to go hire from one of the casting sites.
You're not going to get hot chicks on an ad. Upstart porn. Why aren't they doing real porn?
Dude, there's so many hot chicks that aren't doing real porn.
There's so many hot chicks
I've seen
that want
it.
to do porn. They're like, oh, I can't get
Yep.
into it.
No, because you can't just jump right into
Dude,
the
you're
big.
fishing in the minors with limps and fucking...
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say
Christ.
that you will get to the point where you write this out and post it, and then masturbate to the responses.
Oh yeah, and the headshots and shit he gets.
And at that point, you will inevitably
I
fuck
won't.
one of these girls.
I'll
You'll
tell you,
inevitably
Ryan,
do this.
Andrew, I didn't tell you this, but I should have. And I'll tell you this, Ryan. You don't even have to do a porn thing. We put an ad on Craigslist when we first got this office like 6 months ago for a shipping intern to do all the shipping for us, whatever. Really low paying. We got 3 or 4 resumes attached with headshots that were like chicks that were like bondage chicks or
They were
sexy.
gross,
like,
right?
Well,
So you're saying I should start another...
There's chicks that were applying for a fucking shipping intern job sending
No, I
titty
know.
pictures. And how do you think they
Wait,
work?
titty
Gross.
pictures?
Like lingerie and shit.
Nice.
Like they
Well,
thought they
looks
were
like
gonna-
I'm
let me see
I'm
that.
gonna get an LLC going.
No,
and
you don't even need an LLC, you idiot.
You just need a
no,
computer.
it's not. It's
But
no,
it's no. But
it's
what
not.
I guess
It's more
Danish
than that.
is right. It's scumbags. It's
It's
not
a
like,
backup. It's a backup.
How do you
gig.
know you can perform in front of that once those lights and camera are on?
Yeah,
What, you
dude.
mean my handheld camera?
Yeah.
I think I'll be
Yeah.
all right.
You might get nervous.
I've dabbled in this sort
Are you
of
going to
thing
direct
before.
as well?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about asking you to come aboard and direct that maybe Dan and Andrew could produce.
Oh,
That
God.
sounds horrible.
That sounds terrible.
Sounds sweaty.
So
That
you
sounds
wanna
like
do
4
this?
dudes watching.
no,
one
I don't
dude.
want to do this. It's just a
You just-
fantasy
you just
I
beat
have.
off- so it's like a beat off fantasy.
I have this thing, and I do some role playing where I pretend that a chick comes into my office to be cast.
Do you role play with another person or role play with yourself?
No, with another person.
So you make
And
your,
then you
make
do
your
it-
girlfriend pretend that
Yeah.
she's
What are their names? Do they have
Love
fake
it.
names?
yeah.
Like Haley.
Shanice.
Where do you sit? Like your living room?
yeah. Where does this take place?
And then
Do you
it's
rent
like,
an office?
And then it's like, well, can you take off? No, spread the cheeks.
What?
Okay,
What?
no,
What?
no,
That's not
Now,
the
do you say
go-to?
things like, "Oh, that's a mess"? Like they
no, I go, oh, that's very nice. Very
You
nice.
say, "Oh, that's very nice." I guess
very
that's the
nice.
right.
Do you wear a
right way to
suit?
do it.
No, I
Do you
don't.
have a
I don't
briefcase?
get that crazy.
Yeah. Do you have manila folders?
Do you have Banaka?
Then I have to say, and then I'm like, let's see how you can perform.
Do you have a nameplate on your desk
then
that
you
says
don't have a
Mr.
camera-
O'Neill?
I have a name. I
So
do.
you hold
I,
up something-
I have a thing I put on the door of my house that has a fake company name.
All right.
And then they knock.
But
and then
you don't have a camera, so what do you hold in your hand to simulate being filming porn?
I used to have a
remote
He
control
holds
or
a milk carton.
Stapler.
a Gatorade bottle or something. What
you
the
know,
fuck are you doing?
I did.
you
I had
weirdo?
I had that hat camera.
What about your night
Remember
vision
that hat
goggles,
camera?
dude?
I have a hat. I have a.
Have you taped anything?
Yeah, have you
What?
taped
Have
anything?
you taped fuck footage? You have.
Yes,
He
yes.
has.
Look at his
Listen,
face.
He has.
Listen, I have a hat camera.
Oh, he has.
And it's like just a baseball cap, but it has a tiny camera in
You
it.
filmed
Why do you
yourself.
have that?
I didn't.
You probably film yourself
I-
beating off with that.
Oh,
You
yeah, I
fucking
film.
weirdo.
I'm like, that's it. Dude, it's the most bizarre fitting hat. It gets really high where the camera part is. So I'd be completely naked just wearing this ill-fitting baseball cap
You should just
with
film
a
the
camera
fucking
in it.
failures of that, of the bloopers. That would sell like 1 million copies.
As
dude.
the mayor of Boner City, I'm going to pose a question to the podcast.
All right.
All right.
Has anyone in this room filmed themselves having
Oh,
sex?
I'll answer first. Fuck no! That is the dumbest shit you could ever do.
Do it.
Because yes, he has.
Yeah.
Because Andrew does the dumbest shit you could ever do.
You have.
I
O'Neill
used some
has.
footage.
Like if that gets online, it's there
Who's
forever.
gonna put it
asshole.
online?
You don't put
I
it
own it all.
online,
I
man.
control what goes online.
Is your face in it?
What?
Is your face in
Yeah.
it? Ooh.
You password protect it.
Your
on
face?
your phone.
Like he put. Not only is it's on your computer,
And it's password
And it's
protected.
And the
Password
password is
protected.
I love In-N-Out cheeseburgers.
but
probably.
it's
so
not
like
even
he's
on like a
using
separate
crack.
camera somewhere. It's on your computer, which is the most accessible thing
Okay,
that you have.
guys, your apartment gets broken into, and they steal all your shit.
Well, they're going to get some kick-ass fuck footage.
Also,
Or if you break up, though, then it's like who gets the
it's
footage?
floating
Or
around
it's
like,
I
like that movie, The Thing.
always get the footage, and I don't let it go. If you want to borrow
Is that in your prenup? It's like I have no money to take.
No,
but
I'm
the
just
footage
saying,
is always
if
mine.
you
You can
wanna-
have kids and pets and anything else you
But I
want.
get the fuck footage.
Only the footage.
if you want to watch it with me, fine. But you're never going to control it when I'm not there.
Will you destroy it if they break up and they don't want you to have it anymore?
No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Why would I
That's so
destroy
scummy,
it?
dude.
that's not scummy.
Can you
just-
guys?
I'm not going through with the internet thing. It's just my fantasy.
You will at some point.
You will though. You'll
Once
get
you hit
bored.
40 or 50,
You'll have like
it's
a
gonna
pre-midlife
happen.
Like with-
crisis.
with
and be
money?
Oh.
Do I have money or
yeah,
no
you're
money?
gonna have money. You're gonna get a Miata. Your
We were
dream.
just talking. My wife and I were just
Monster
talking
Miata?
about like what old people do when they get like because they don't give a fuck anymore. Like,
I'm
and
at
she's
that
like,
age.
when we're 60, we can have as many orgies as we want because like who gives a fuck? And I was like, well. Why, if you ever watch Real Sex or whatever, and they always
Yeah.
show those old swingers,
It's
you're
gross.
like, why did they wait? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
like,
shit's all broken.
Why did they?
It's always
fucking
some
wait?
like guy who has 3 strands of hair completely slicked back and is
And
like
always
fat
some,
wife.
always
and
some
he's-
piece of leather clothing.
It just-
always
it
like a
just
leather
seems-
vest or like leather.
or like
fucking-
more like a Hawaiian shirt and a fake tan
and no pants.
And all the ladies have the most beat up 6 kids' bodies,
Yeah.
man.
It just
They've
seems
been
like if
shitting
you
out kids
saggy,
for a
if you
while.
went in there
Titties.
now, you would just destroy as like a 30-year-old. Like you would get fucked.
I couldn't get a boner.
feel
for
Yeah,
those
but you'd be
chicks.
so grossed
I
out. You
could,
wouldn't
yeah,
be like,
I could
you'd never
absolutely get a
come. You'd be
boner
like,
for
oh,
this.
here's
You
my
could?
soggy dick against your
You
soggy
could get a
titties.
boner for those chicks.
Andrew could.
Yeah, I could.
After all the medieval time shit, he
Dude,
did
if you
with his
put on
But
one
dude,
of
these
your
are
night
like
costumes-
60-year-old. Well, I guess you made out with the 40-year-old toothless woman.
I don't get
45.
like here's the deal, man. Like their bodies like deteriorate much slower than their faces do. You know?
What are you, McConaughey
So
from Days and Confused?
You're just face
What
fucking these
the
old
fuck?
grandmas.
You know, face fuck. I'm
You're
like,
face fucking
who said they were
grandmas?
grandmothers?
Have you fucked
They
a chick
probably
that's
are.
had a baby before?
I don't think so. One time I had sex with a girl, and while I was fucking her, I asked her if she
You
had
heard
a baby.
you heard a baby.
You heard a baby. You heard a baby at the end of the bed crying, and you're
No,
like, "Is that
it's,
yours or
Is this
something?"
what TV?
Was she flattered?
It was like tossing a hot dog down a hallway, man. It was there was
Dude,
something wrong.
I
with
have
the
Vagina,
vaginal
they
walls on
move
that.
in weird
No,
places.
I have a sad story about that.
No,
I
it's not
fucking
what happened.
knew. No, it's funny sad. It's I knew a chick who had the most amazing tits ever, like just giant, like as you would say, Ryan, bombs, like just
Some
deep.
big old. You mean beef
Huge,
cannons?
just-
Some big old beautiful beef
Yes,
cannons.
Beef
you're
cannon
patented
Bill.
They were
beef
tit
cannon.
lash free.
Okay, fuck off. So these giant beef.
How was
cannons-
the pussy? Hobo
Well-
pussy or like completely shaved?
It was completely shaved. But she
Dan
had,
got so
she had a
turned on he
kid.
was a Negro.
She had a kid, and I hooked up with her like a year and a half, 2 years.
A year and a half ago?
No, later.
You're married.
Yeah,
Dan.
no,
Okay.
late. This is like a million years ago. But I hooked up with her like a year and a half after she had a fucking kid. And dude, her tits, it just
Destroyed.
destroyed. I mean, it looked like they got caught in a fucking escalator. They were just like fucking
How
just,
low?
just low, like
Swing
fucking
low.
like you know they joke about the slinky titties and time it. You could probably time in a knot because she like huge like double D like
That's
she had
sad.
the nicest tits I'd ever
You know,
seen.
it's
and they were
hard
just
to see.
decimated.
It's hard to see good tits just go.
Oh, it was just like
I think
fucking
you guys
Hiroshima
are
titties, dude.
You guys are full of shit, man. I will sloppy tits. Who gives a fuck? Like sometimes sloppy is better. It gives you that caveman boner. You know what I'm talking about?
They're like,
What do you
swing-
mean? What do you mean? You know what I'm talking about? What do you mean by
What is it? Like
caveman
a
boner?
stalactite?
Wait, the caveman
It's holding a
boner.
little spear and it's
The
drawn on
caveman
a
boner-
wall.
it's dripping sweat onto you like a fucking stalactite.
No, it's when you're having
have a
sex.
toga?
You're having sex with a
Those little
girl,
fur
and
pants.
everyone's a mess. You know, like everybody. In a
No, I don't know what you're
situation,
talking about.
It's
What?
a mess, and it's
Like,
like
everybody's gross.
yeah, and you get that fucking caveman boner where you know it's disgusting, but for some reason it feels so good. You know what I'm
and she's-
talking about?
No.
I mean,
No one knows what I'm talking
I've
about.
watched some
I mean, I
gross porn.
vaguely
that I've-
can kind of
Like I've
relate.
watched some porn where I'm like, this lady is gross, but in a weird way.
Like
I
you,
enjoy
have
it.
you ever had sex with an unattractive chick, and the fact that she was unattractive was like a huge turn?
You know what? I do know what you're saying. No, here.
Of course,
Here-
Daniel.
up top,
Here,
O'Neill.
no.
Don't high five.
Sometimes
on
I'll
that.
watch a porn and a chick will be pretty beefy, and I'll be like, oh, if I were there, I would fuck the shit out of this chick. And you do get more turned on. You're like, she's so sloppy and filthy.
Yeah, dude.
I do know what you're saying.
I don't know
now.
if you want to talk about it, but don't you have an experience with?
Oh. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it.
What?
We're talking about the tag teaming?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well,
Tag
Andrew may be able to relate to this, but a friend and I, as a joke, I mean, I thought it was a joke, but it turned into a very serious thing. We had a threesome with a young lady who was about 250 pounds. And we were high and drunk, just sitting there.
Were,
and then
were the boners for mostly each other? And not this chick
I
at
was
this
having a
point?
lot of trouble getting a
caveman,
boner.
dude.
I had
That's not the caveman.
I had to
boner.
throw it in. No, I had to throw it in limp. It was like the kind where
Work it up?
where we could each lay on our backs and just suck on a titty while she was on
and
her
not
back.
see each other.
Yeah, and then it turned into them really getting into the fucking, and I'm just dying laughing while she's trying to get me. And she's like, "If you're gonna laugh, then you need to leave." So I went in there, tried to work up
Did
a
she
boner.
really say that to you?
Yeah, so
Oh.
That's not
out.
what you want to have someone say when
but
you're fucking.
I went into the.
Well, you don't want someone pointing and laughing while you're being fucked. Like, you're so
But then I went into the bathroom and hurried up and worked up a boner, and then I ran in and I just pushed the guy off and go, "I'm going in before I lose this fucker." Put it in a few times, then lost it, but I still.
Did you just do
said I
it like
fucked
because
it.
you wanted to achieve like you wanted the threesome to be real?
You want to check the box off? Like,
Yeah,
oh, I did it.
I had also.
I gotta get in there.
Immediately, yeah,
I'm in. It's over. I'm out. I'm out.
But it was great. Yeah,
like,
you just
why
want to
is there
say
a baby
it took
teddy
place.
bear arm
But I
pushing
was
into my
dying
vagina?
laughing even as I was fucking. I was like, it's fairly ridiculous. And then everybody's taking it serious.
Did your friend fall in love with her
I was
after?
going to say, how did
No,
that
but
end? How did that night end?
he's like stroking it, really keeping it hard.
While you were
like,
fucking
He's
her?
beating off when you're fucking the fat chick?
Was it weird?
how's
Was
it
it
go-
weird with you and him after?
And how's it end? How does
No.
that night or evening end? Like, all right.
And then the next day, you're like, hey, remember we fucked that fat girl? It was awesome.
Well, yeah, because we had warmed up once before. We had
What?
like
What do you mean warmed up?
somehow
On each other?
because we used to all hang
We're at
out.
the beach all day just putting sunblock
We
on each
used to
other.
all hang out. So like a year earlier, we came back from the bar and like
with the fat
all of a
chick?
sudden he starts making out with her. So I was like, maybe I'll get a hand job. So I put her hand down my pants and he's like finger banging her while I'm like making out with her and then fucking with her tits and then
Fucking with her tits. So romantic.
What does that even mean?
So
It's like,
romantic.
What a piece of shit you are.
I'm sorry.
Can we call this segment Ryan Romance?
You know when you're fucking with her tits?
If you want, we could do. We've got a lot of stories like this.
Oh,
It's fucking with her
Here,
tits.
let me tell you something, man. My buddy Ace told me this. He said
Ace.
there's never any place you want to have to not look while you're fucking. You know what
Good
I'm saying?
advice.
Like that's the
Yeah.
problem. It's like I don't know if I could be in the room with a friend and see their boner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they're
Just
fucking a chick.
I'm
It's
fine with it. It was all just. It was
Maybe a stranger's
It was for
boner.
life
Maybe if it's a
experience.
I had a
stranger.
buddy.
It was for light and he gets an internship.
I had a buddy in college.
I put it on my sexual
we wanted
resume.
to have a threesome. We never could get it
Danish,
done.
you would never do. Would you do that?
We like as like I get the joke of it, like the humor,
uh-huh.
and we always wanted it.
Did
Never.
the chick have to be 300
the closest we happened.
Oh,
the closest
Jesus.
happened. We were in this huge room.
You sent a girl an email.
No, and there was multiple strippers rotating around like a huge circle. It was a college thing, huge circle of guys. And this black stripper was like, it was me and him were next to each other. And my buddy's an idiot. He pours beer all over this lady's tits. And she's like, what are you doing? And she's like, now you're going to have to lick it off. So he's licking her tits. His girlfriend opens the door to the room and he's licking this black stripper.
And she was mad because she was black.
She actually wasn't that mad.
And how
about
is
it.
that a three-way? You were sitting watching, so
No, I think
you were in the room. Like technically, his girlfriend
Yeah,
had
that
a
was the-
three-way.
that was
the other
the
people in
close-
room had
the closest
the
we
cable
got.
guy installing something next door had a three-way.
That was about as far away as you could get to.
No,
It's just
I
like-
get it. I get it. Like
It was so close yet so
So
far
if he goes
away.
to a strip club, he has like a 45 way if he sucks a stripper's tit.
You're missing it. Danish poured beer on her ass crack, and then she said, "You gotta fuck it out." So he was fucking.
Oh, speaking of asses and fucking.
Oh Jesus!
I remember. You remember when I was telling Jeff knows the story about it was me and my two buddies went to a wedding at another
Oh.
buddies of ours in Tennessee.
I know this one well.
And I have a friend who's fucked in like over 100 chicks. And that's what he's just known for. He's a short guy who's jacked. He's got this monster cock, like a huge
Your
fucking
eyes lit up
monster
so
cock.
hard.
Dude, it's impressive. He's got an
like
impressive
length,
dick.
girth, it's the whole thing.
It's the whole. It's
whole
everything.
package?
It's the
just
package.
to interrupt real quick, I think everyone, or at least everyone has a friend who's like has a tiny cock that he loves to show off and like a huge fucking weapon that he loves
Yeah.
to show off. And those are the only two guys who show their cocks
Everyone else is
off
just like, I don't know what
Yeah,
the
everyone else
fuck's
is like,
going
I'm just
on.
average. There's no real reason to show any of this.
Now,
So,
before
yeah.
I get started, for years, me and another buddy, we used to love to watch our friends fuck their girlfriends by like sneaking when they would be on dates and they'd go home and we'd go get Taco Bell and then we'd sit in their backyard and peek through their window.
Wait,
Would they know?
And watch
Would
it.
they know?
This makes a lot more sense. That the ghost hunting with the condoms. It seems like there seems to be a common
No,
thread.
but one time we almost got caught. One time, my buddy, his girlfriend started like jerking him off, and there was a cat in the room, and the cat was staring right at us out the window. And he sees the cat staring, and he looks, and we take off running to his backyard. And then our car is parked far away, and then like 20 minutes later, we pull up to his house. And we're like, hey,
boners?
what's going on? He's like, some people were watching me and my girlfriend. And I was like, that's weird. And then I go to cross my leg because I'm sitting down and I have this huge maple leaf like right on my fucking shoe. And then the room.
Scooby Doo.
Why was the maple tree only
Well,
in
it was-
his yard? The only one in the whole town.
It was
last
fall.
one,
It was fall and her backyard was full of leaves.
That's the old. What are you doing with our maple tree leaf on your?
Check
fucking-
that leaf. That's from her backyard.
Did they call CSI like they did
CSI leaf detection.
when you had the sheep eat too much grain and they exploded? You would call the fucking CSI guys.
So tell the wedding story.
Okay,
You've
so
meandered around
I
it.
love that he like.
So the night, like on the night of the before the wedding, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, which were us, and his wife's soon to be wife's ladies, they all came over, and so we were, we went to the hot tub. And I have a fat buddy who's
You just
like,
said that so creepily.
yeah, like
well, we went. We didn't go in the hot
you
tub.
do when you're gonna.
And so one of the bridesmaids and I were hooking up. She was in her bra and panties, and I had a boner sticking out of my boxer shorts.
Which is always
So she was like grinding
Classic
on it.
O'Neal.
And there was another girl. And
Wait,
she
she's
was
grinding. Your boner's sticking out. She's in underwear. So you're
yeah,
like,
she's really
in,
grinding
in a
on
pool.
it. Yeah, this is in a hot tub in the middle of winter in Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
beautiful that time of year.
A lot of steam, then, right?
A lot
Yeah.
of maple leaves. Watch
And
out.
so I have a buddy who loves to really booze it up, and
His name Ryan O'Neal.
no, he's a larger
a
guy.
friend of his.
And he gets a little creepy. We call him the creeper. When
Was he the guy that go watch the window with you?
this is the guy that when sometimes girls would come over and we'd have a party and they'd fall asleep. And while they're sleeping, they would see this hand mysteriously raise up from the edge of the couch and kind of go to grab the titty. And then when the eyes would open, they would mysteriously kind of just go
What's
back
the hand?
down.
Is the hand from the Addams Family or the other
Yeah,
one?
like,
Just the
yeah.
hand.
Cousin
Like,
it was it?
it?
No,
Cousin
it, no, it was thing.
Thing. All right, so we're in the hot tub, and then
Jesus.
for some reason we all pass out. Our heads are like
In a hot
barely
tub?
above. Yeah, because we were wasted, barely floating above the water.
Like an after
You should
school
have been
special.
dead
And
so
there was
many
like
fucking times in your life, dude.
Dude, we were like, and I felt like kind of taking water, and I woke up and I was coughing, and I realized
What the
we're
hell?
all like pretty fucked. And so we saw one of the girls was like really passed out, and my buddy was starting to creep on her, so I saved her. And so I
then
grabbed her.
and then you fucked with their titties a little
Well,
bit.
then I took the girl that I was fucking with, this girl, and we walked through a bedroom where my buddy with the big dick's fucking another girl, and then I take them both into the shower, and the one girl's naked, and the other girl's in her bra and panties, and my buddy's beating on his door with both fucking hands, being like, I want one of them! I want one of them! So anyway, that sets up the scene for the next night. It's after the wedding.
Wait, hold on a second. Now,
It's the longest story
Let me
ever.
just guess. Can I just guess that the next night you guys were fucking in an abandoned refrigerator and you fucking closed it on yourselves? What the fuck?
All right, so the next night
Wait, where were you staying though? It sounded like when you
We're
came
staying
back.
in a really nice, like a nice house.
and
sounded like a haunted house.
That's how you behave at a nice house. You just
course
Okay.
it is.
Fuck
So
fest.
the next night we're in a hotel room with 2 beds, and me, the chick I was grinding with, and my fat buddy are all in one bed, and we're watching TV. And next thing
a
you know,
single?
yeah,
A single bed.
a single
like a-
bed,
like a double
or a
one.
double bed. You know,
But
there's
not a
2
queen-
of
not a
them, and there's
queen.
2 double
It's
beds.
not a lot of room.
Yeah.
No. So then,
Why was your fat buddy?
Yeah,
in the
what's
bed?
the order? Is it you, the
Because
girl, him, or is it you, the guy, the girl? What
because
order are you sitting in?
my fat buddy's trying to get at the chick that I was with, so I'm in the middle. And he's like trying to reach over me and stuff the whole time, and he's kind of dry humping me, thrusting me.
How is this dude your friend?
Why is he thrusting
So listen,
you?
so
This
then
guy's a rape risk at all times.
next thing we know, my buddy with the big dick is over on the other bed with this fat chick
Fucking your ear?
that almost passed out in the
Wait, why is he?
hot
If he
tub.
has this great dick, why is he fucking a fat chick?
Dude, he fucks.
It's
if
for
you're
anything.
fucking over 100 chicks,
Why-
there's gonna be some beefers in there.
He's not
man.
going to deny people his gift.
Oh, that's true.
So then he starts fucking her doggy style. We're all sitting there, and my fat
Listen,
buddy's
it's-
getting really horny. He's really thrusting
on your
behind
leg?
me.
What time
dude,
is
you
this
probably
at?
got pre-cum on your
This
leg.
is like after the I don't know.
Oh, so it's
10,
late at
11.
night. It's not like in the
midnight.
afternoon.
This
No.
is a lot of.
You're watching like the
and
Mighty
then-
Ducks on cable.
He-
This guy fucks
but
your
he's
leg.
really thrusting. He's got this big dick. And we're laughing, and she just keeps turning to us while her titties are flopping, like, shut up! He's fucking her doggy style, and it made the worst
Presence of
sound.
mind.
My fat buddy explains it like this. It sounded like someone was trying to plunge his shoe down the toilet. And then
That's why he's friends with him. He's very descriptive.
so then and then after that, he tries to shove it in her ass, and she freaks out and goes, "That's not cool, man. You got to tell somebody before you shove it in someone's ass."
in front of you guys.
Yeah,
Wait, he's gonna butt fuck a stranger in front
dude.
of 3 other
they
people?
were 3 feet away from us.
Who butt fucks a
and we're
stranger in
watching
front of
it.
3 people?
But
Did
the
it
one
smell?
girl, no, but
It
the one
must have
girl,
smelled like shit. It must have been caveman shit going on.
but I was
almost.
stuck in this weird triangle because the one girl wanted to fuck me, my fat buddy wanted to fuck her, and we're all the same
Why
bed.
didn't you just fuck her in like a car or in a room or something? Was she
Dude,
ugly?
it's the middle of winter. It's freezing. I don't have
You're
a fucking
indoors.
car. I got a ride there.
Go fuck her in like a bathroom or somewhere.
And why didn't your buddy
Hey,
just make
I wasn't
everyone
that
else leave?
into fucking her for one.
Why?
And then I felt like I needed to protect her from my buddy's sexual
I
advances.
feel like your fat friend is nobody's friend.
Yeah, he
like
sounds
he's
like a
ruining
fat
everything.
rapist.
He's a lone wolf.
he's a nice guy.
He sounds like a fat rapist.
He's a known creeper, as we call it.
a rapist
known-
and in civilized like Western.
That
known
reminds me of the
creeper.
time I was
It's
trying
funny,
to
though.
have sex with a girl, and then my fat buddy kicked in the door and raped her.
Yeah,
He
And I was
never
like, that's not
raped
enough.
her. She never raped
because he wasn't
anyone.
good at it.
I know, but
He's
it
a
was
shitty
all.
rapist.
But he was always funny. It was like the hilarious bumbling rapist.
He seems like a very passive aggressive rape.
It was
style.
like the Pink Panther if he was a rapist. He's always
Oh, so he
bumbling
left
around.
notes that like he would leave like rude notes that would try to get girls to have sex with him.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's, so you, Danish, you don't have any of that.
There's not a lot of that in my lifestyle. No, I would say.
But like the guys you grew up with or went to college with, you were in a frat, weren't you, or something like that?
I was in a fraternity. You don't call your country a cunt, Dan. Come on. Guys would always say that in college. I was like, okay, what are you talking about? Like, you're gonna call it a frat, bro?
Oh, you can't abbreviate frat?
they don't. That's what the saying is about.
Jesus fucking. Okay.
I don't give a shit.
But were you in like a regular like fratty? You went to a
It was
regular
like,
college.
yeah,
right?
I just joined for like social. I wasn't like they would have
To
these
get to
meetings.
see the
and I'd be
stripper
like,
titties?
Yeah, like I was there for strippers and beer and tomfoolery. No, I didn't do a whole lot of that. I mean, I've had some deviancy in my life,
But not like O'Neill's just like round like front row
No, I
center.
have
for all.
buddies like that. I have a buddy. I wasn't there, but they were both fucking ladies on neighboring bed, and one guy just went to the hotel bathroom and put on a shower cap, and he was like, "Hey, look at this!" To the other guy, the guy's like, "What are you like?" They were both fucking in one room.
That's nothing like O'Neill's.
No, I mean it's not as
Three
crazy,
people on
but-
fucking Valium passed out in a hot tub with a boner in everybody's fucking hand.
Oh fuck, man! In some alternate universe, you guys all died.
Yeah, no
that's
shit.
the
Like a
fucking
multiverse.
saddest shit in the
Dude,
world.
I was counting how many times that I almost died.
Dude.
The other day, and it's been a number of.
It's double
almost
digits at
died.
least.
Your guardian angel is working some
I'm like that
serious
too, man.
overtime.
I've had a lot of near death,
Real close calls.
situations. Yeah.
What? Give us one of them. Give us.
I got trapped when what's her name won the Academy Award for
You almost
Christ.
killed yourself over
No.
it.
Moonstruck? What are you
when,
talking about?
when Monique won
Precious.
for Precious.
She runs up the stairs.
I was laughing at her speech, and that must have been bad karma because I was at a party and the chair I was in broke.
Oh, really?
Like as I was laughing. at
That's
the
very,
speech.
that's very
How's that
similar.
almost
No,
dying?
but that's actually similar to the time I was street racing a guy, and to beat him, I passed two semis on the shoulder, and I lost control of my car and did a 180 in
I'm
front
not
of them,
done.
both of
I'm
them,
not done.
slid across the median into the opposite lane of traffic, and ran into a street side. It's kind of similar to that.
No, I'm
Broken
not
chair
done.
and Oscar
Yeah,
night versus
doing
that.
about. I was probably going about 100 when I hit the gravel.
Me
deep
having a
side.
chair break is not my near-death experience. It just sets it up.
is.
It just sets
It doesn't.
up.
Go
ahead.
Wait, no,
better get-
finish it. Finish it.
There better
Okay.
be a bayonet or something.
So I go outside, and there was a big rainstorm
This
in the
isn't
Hollywood Hills, right? And I try to get into my minivan,
And
I
slip?
slip, and I get trapped under my minivan. And my gut is pinning me in place.
but the minivan's not moving.
Yeah, the minivan's not sliding down the hill,
It's also,
asshole.
there's probably
No,
50
no.
people walking by a second.
No, hold on
We're
a
just
second.
laughing at you.
It gets worse.
You
because,
die
like,
of shame?
because
Is that what you almost died
I'm
of?
trapped under the thing, and like water's starting to roll over my face. You know, like it's like
That was a river waterboarded by a minivan.
it's like trash water and stuff. And
That's
I'm-
worse than those guys that get stuck while they're hiking in the middle of nowhere and have to live off pine
was-
cones.
here's
cut their
the
arm
deal.
off when they got caught under a rock.
This is your 127 hours.
Hold on, I thought I was gonna drown. Like I was gonna drown, wedged in
weren't
place with
even
my
close.
fucking
I just
fat
picture me
guy.
like, oh, God, some water got in my mouth.
How deep?
Oh, fuck.
How deep could
This
this
is
water
it.
have been?
It was rolling across my face.
Did you
and I was
pick up your
panicking.
phone?
Raindrops.
Did you make a phone call to your wife? Be like, it's too late. She's like, I'm about 3 blocks away. I'll come get you. No, it's over
no,
by
it
then.
happened.
I love you.
I was like,
tell everyone I love you.
I was like, how am I gonna get out of this? Because I thought I was gonna die.
How am I going to get out of this? You're fucking in a big city with 6 million people.
How stuck could you have been?
I was
You're
really
20
stuck.
feet from the front door. You can just like help. That's all you have to do.
Well, I did try to say help, but I had
couldn't move at
muddy
all.
water gargling in my mouth.
Where's your head?
It's like I was laying under my minivan, trapped on my gut.
Face down or face up?
Face up.
So your face
You
up.
turn your head sideways, you can breathe no problem.
You're like a turkey. You're gonna die from drowning from the drops.
So I was like, okay, well, I gotta get out of this.
But how are you gonna do it? Well, hold on. In your head, you're like, I have to get out of this. But how the fuck? No one in human
what I was
history
thinking about.
has ever gotten out of this.
Did you try to bench press the minivan?
No,
Like those moms with their kids stuck under a car, they can lift the car
Oh,
up.
like that guy who lifted that helicopter on YouTube. You see the guy that lifted a helicopter off a guy?
No.
No, was the
it
helicopter
was similar.
on?
It was similar. So I was heaving myself out from under
So
my
you
minivan.
slithered out of the minivan.
Maybe if you shit
that's
your
not
pants.
all though.
If you
Then-
shit your pants, you may have lost enough weight to get out.
Yeah.
freely.
That's the end of it.
Well, I'd eaten a lot of hors d'oeuvres.
Did you
at this
just
party,
finally?
so
Did
it
you
was like-
just exhale? You sucked in and then you
But
pulled yourself
then
out.
when I pulled myself
Farted.
out, I had washed my flip flops down the street, and I had to go get my flip flops.
That's where the dads
Oh, is this where the
So
danger
you
comes in?
you stepped in a sharp rock?
So I go down to get my flip flops, and I can't get back up the hill because the rainwater is making me slip. So I put my flip flops.
This is the whitest near-death story ever. I got stuck under a minivan and
You
I
know
lost
what?
my
I'm gonna
flip-flop.
finish
I ate
it
too
no
many
matter
hors d'oeuvres,
what.
I
I'm gonna
couldn't get out of
finish
the
it.
thing.
I'm finishing
Then my
this
kid's
story.
soccer ball tripped me.
I'm
My mom
finishing this
pinned me
story.
against a house with a car. She used to chase us from the mailbox to the house with her car. And one time, instead of hitting the brakes, she hit the fucking gas and pinned my legs. I was paralyzed.
Is that how you play
This
tag
is very
in Indiana?
similar to your story.
So
Yeah,
I put my flip flops on my hands like suction cups.
Oh, to climb Mount Everest?
What are you, a He-Man villain?
This is a street that cars are probably driving up and down on with no problem.
How steep is this, dude?
Cars were driving without a problem.
And they're like,
3%
who the
grade.
fuck is this motherfucker who can't even walk up the goddamn hill? Was there water coming into your mouth too as you went uphill?
No, but cars were for real driving past me.
Oh my
Was there not a Sherpa at the side?
This is very similar to the Ren Fair reenactment training being very similar to my Muay Thai fighting training.
That is true. You are a trained guy.
So I got to the top.
Did
of
you
the
call on your Renaissance Fair training to pull you through this fucking crazy
Thrusting
time?
and parrying up the
every-
It
hill.
gave you the mental fortitude to walk up that street to get back in your minivan, that your deathmobile that you're almost trapped under.
Renaissance training. This is me, Andrew. I need you now more than ever.
I wish I had my wooden sword
So I got to the top. I was
with your
on-
flip flops on your hands.
Yeah, I was on my hands and knees, and this dude in a Beamer pulls up, and he rolls down the window and he goes, "Dude, are you even okay to drive?" And then he just like fucking drives away. Like he
Did
didn't
you tell
ask
him? Do you know what I just lived through, you motherfucker?
Well, then I had to go pick up my wife after work, but on the way I was so shaken up I got a
Death Comedy Jam.
This guy was shaking up my head, shook him up. He was shaking up. He was shaking up my because he got stuck under his minivan.
so
And it was raining out, and his flip flop got washed out.
so I got a,
Flip flop got washed out the fucking street. He was shaking up.
His flip flops got washed.
Piece of fucking shit. That's the craziest thing I heard. This guy was shaken up by it. I was so shaken up by it. That's stupid. Oh my god.
He's still in therapy.
so I got a
How are you dealing with it now? Is it-
Yeah.
I
Do you have
got-
PTSD?
I got a pint of Ben and Jerry's Chubby Puppy.
He pulled over to the liquor store to get ice cream on the way to pick his wife up and
pulled
called
over.
himself
Did
down.
you really?
Would you buy a monster truck after that? You're like, this will never happen again. I'll never be
You're like
trapped.
Chunk from the Goonies and he buys all the ice cream to
You
call
get like you got your minivan lifted.
I
You get like
went-
a 4-inch lift kit.
I went to 7-Eleven and I got a thing of Ben and Jerry's Chubby Hubby, and then I went to pick up my wife from work and I was eating it with a spoon, and she came in and I was all covered in leaves and shit. She was like,
Were
"What's
they
wrong
maple
with you?"
leaves?
They weren't Maple Leafs. They would have been great if they were.
Wait, so is that your nearest death experience?
Yeah, that's
No,
one
I
of the
mean-
dozens of times.
I actually have a
surprise.
surprising near death.
What, you hit your dad in the balls with a spatula and he stabbed you?
I actually,
You do weird shit to your dad.
when my friends
He
and I were
hates his
younger-
balls, dude.
I despise him, dude. Oedipus. I want to take him out. No, when I was a young kid, probably like middle school, me and my friends would train dodge, like Stand By Me. And for some reason, I was always like the biggest.
This is very similar to my minivan story.
Not at all.
Hey, were you so shaken up that you had to get a pint of ice cream?
I had to get.
I think that was his excuse, dude. If you were, like, oh, I'm pretty shaken up. I've earned this cream. What if it's my last one? You never know what could be your last day. I've got to get this pint.
If you were real shaken up, you would have got a quart, wouldn't you?
Oh, what?
A
Maybe you
quart of
got-
ice cream?
Well, think of Ben and
They don't
Jerry's.
sell that at fucking 7-Eleven.
Did you get 2 pints?
No, I just got the one
One for the car ride home. One
Did you
for
tell the guy working the counter? God, you'll never believe the day I
I did. He's like,
I could see you
I think
giving.
I've earned this, my friend.
I think I could see him walking in and looking at the clerk and just giving him the cherish every day.
You don't even want to know, Hajib.
there are days and there are days. Am I right? One pint of ice cream, please.
Can you please sprinkle some Slim Jim on top for me?
Some non-dairy creamer.
Fucking guy.
Some nacho cheese.
Hey, just in my defense, and I'll tell you
Wait,
guys later.
can-
One time I huffed ether until I thought I was dead. But you go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, but
No,
okay.
my thing is
Train dodging.
Yeah, train dodging. And for some reason, in this one day, I was like, for once, I'm going to be the bravest guy here.
or
And
the
so,
deadest.
so they all jumped off, and I waited till the train was like probably like 5 feet away, way too close. And I could see the guy driving the train with his face like, I'm about to fucking kill a kid. Like, and they do the horn, and I jumped off at the last second. And my friend's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, yeah, for once, I want to.
Is it one of those real fast trains, like going 60 or a train going like 30?
No, it was moving pretty. I mean, it was
Like an Amtrak?
it was a train. It was moving pretty fast.
Okay. Well, that's pretty. I mean, that's better than being on a
Yes,
minivan.
Andrew, you raised your hand.
Andrew, why'd you raise are you having a stroke and trying to shake it off of your hand, or do you
Hold on
have
a second.
a point to make about his train
I think
story?
he feels the Holy Spirit
No,
in the minivan.
my right hand definitely just went numb from laughing so hard at O'Neill making fun of me.
Dude, this
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
I've got I've got a serious question. This will be for O'Neill. This weekend, I went to dinner with my wife and her parents, and halfway through the meal, my wife's dad started getting real emotional and kind of teared up, and I'm like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I look, and he points, and outside there's a chick in a wheelchair that had been eating at another table, and she's like a hot blonde chick, is like 19 or 20, and he's like, it's just sad to see that poor girl have to be in that fucking wheelchair. Like, he didn't say fucking.
I thought he was laughing.
No, he was like, it's just sad to see that poor girl be in that wheelchair. And I fucking lost my shit at the dinner table. Because my point was, I said this, I'm like, dude, that is the hottest fucking chick
That chick will have
I've
no
ever
problem.
seen in a fucking wheelchair. I'm like, you know what? Either if that chick could walk, she'd be some fucking 7 that works at the fucking mall, gets fat somebody no one gives a shit about. A hot 19-year-old blonde bitch in a fucking wheelchair, she could be Miss America, she could be a lawyer, a doctor on MSNBC, she'd be a fucking, the president for all I
She'll
fucking
get
care.
a ton of dudes.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, and then Amanda's mom jumps in and goes, oh, maybe he can't date. And I'm like, can't fucking date.
I would
if
date
she
her.
can fucking use her hands and make a circle with her mouth, that bitch can date. Fuck
Wait,
you.
How did you know she just didn't like break her ankle and doesn't like crutches?
See, that's what the other thing was raised, but it looked like she had kind of settled in, like
She
it was a
was-
wheelchair.
It was
she
like
didn't get-
decorated. There were stickers
like
on
she was
the chair.
dressed. No, she was dressed nice.
Maybe
was
she
dressed
was
like
tragically stuck under a minivan and had to pull just half of her
And
body.
she's paralyzed by the rainwater that beat down on her for so long.
Wait, is that where you met your wife? Was she under the van next to you? You're like, hey, what's your name?
No, it was
He met her in a recovery program for people that are victims of disasters like that.
so. What we did, that's right, though,
Dude,
right?
you give me a hot chick in a wheelchair, I have no problem. I'll date her. I'll fuck the shit out of her. There's a lady that I see all the time. She has cerebral palsy and she's smoking hot, and I would not have a problem fucking that chick at
The
all.
wheelchair? I'm not going to say that.
Just say it.
It's just very, but
It's
like,
kind of a turn on for you.
not a turn on, but it just seems like a lot of logistical work.
No, because once you get him out of the fucking chair, what do you have to
Not
do?
that
But like my apartment building, there's only steps to go in.
well, you fuck her at her house.
Well,
then
then,
you she don't
or
have
then
to
go
sleep
down
over.
and roll her up your steps, man.
You can roll her up the
You
steps.
carry. Oh, dude, how fucking chivalrous! You carry her up every
Carrier.
time.
She doesn't weigh
How
much.
fucking great that is.
So you go down to a knee, dude. That's all dead weight. It's hard to lift.
Dude,
I was able to pull my entire body out from under.
I think you had lubrication. You'd water all over.
I think the big problem with it, if you dated a girl in the wheelchair, if she broke up with you, would be a pretty big blow because you're like, this chick has better options than me.
But what if she goes with a guy who like plays murder ball and he comes after you and he wants to like whip
you gotta fight Zupan or something like that.
Hey, that's my ex-girlfriend, and you're running down the street with like 50 guys in wheelchairs coming after
Lower the ramp.
you just run up some stairs and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Or climb a tree, bro.
Wait, what's the cerebral palsy chick's deal? Does she have like leg braces or anything, or like what kind of?
No, but she just walks like our friend Davey. You know how Davey walks? He has mild cerebral palsy. He's a comedian. Davey Wester.
Davey has mild cerebral palsy.
That's what he says.
Hers is a little worse.
Pretty fucking heavy
like,
cerebral palsy.
Half her body works normally. The other half's very stiff and like she walks like very.
Where are you seeing her at?
She walks up and down Fountain all the time.
She walks this area of Hollywood.
And you're just like scoping this fucking cerebral
if she
palsy?
stood still, I'd be like,
Ryan beeps at her and pulls over. And he says, "You ever considered POV pornography?"
Here's my card.
What was that email again? It was Beef Cannon Bill.
No, O'Neill the ass kicker at Yahoo.
Yeah.
I bet we're gonna get women.
If you're listening, ladies.
Once you post this, ladies, if you're interested in doing POV porn,
Let's do a boner.
go ahead and
city.
email me at O'Neill the ass ONEILL the ass kicker at yahoo.com.
Let's do a boner
You imagine
city.
there will be some freaks. There's gonna be a couple of dudes that
There'll
just
be
share
dudes
dick
and-
pictures.
I say
butthole pictures.
I'd say we do a boner city Miss Handicap 2013 competition.
I'm gonna get you get a picture of the chick in the wheelchair. I'll get a picture of the cerebral palsy. You
Wait, there was
get
a
a
hot-
picture of the retarded lady that we talked about last week with the great tits.
That's your thing. I'm not in on that with you.
Oh, dude, we fucking that one hot chick came. Hot chick came into the comedy store like 6 months ago in a wheelchair too. I think somebody tried to. Well, I bet you multiple.
You
people tried
think
to fuck her.
somebody?
Yes.
You know, the comedy
people
store?
were trying to fuck
That's
her.
right up their alley.
Yeah, like
Who,
They're
like
finally.
the lady in the wheelchair?
yeah, I could see like Tripoli like post up, huh? What's up with your wheelchair?
Just don't. Women shouldn't go to comedy clubs.
No,
especially
don't.
the
Yeah,
comedy
if you're
store.
listening to this and you're no women.
Go to
listen
like
this.
you can go to like a clean, nice
Yeah.
one where they rotate the crowd every hour and a half, but not one where
Like,
the
go to, like-
same crowd's there 6 hours later and they're
go to like an
you don't
improv
want
in the suburbs.
you don't want to go there. Nobody is a good person and watching comedy for 5 hours
The
straight.
comedy store is just like anytime a woman walks in there, it's like fucking sharks with chum, and they just smell it. It's like circling.
It also brings out the worst thing in human beings, male and female. Because I've seen like groups of chicks like working the cover with come in there, get drunk. One of them disappears, goes in the main room, sucks like literally 4 to 7 guys' dicks like in a row. Like
The worst thing that could ever happen.
That's fucking horrible.
The worst thing that could ever happen to a woman is she doesn't know where the bathroom is.
Oh, let me show you.
Yeah.
But if Jeff came in and was like, dude, last night I went to a comedy club and I ate 4 chicks' pussies in a row, I'd be like, Jeff, you're fucking disgusting.
No,
you're
wouldn't
the
that
fucking
just give you
grossest
nonstop
motherfucker I've
high
ever
fives,
met.
bro. And what kind of world would that be if, like, you could go into the back of a comedy club and lick 4 desperate female comedians? Like, that would be like,
Like you're walking around and some chick's like, come in here. There's 4 chicks
Or
with their
you're
legs
looking-
spread. Be like,
they're trying to pee.
chow
Like,
down.
I just want to pee, and it's like,
Chow down.
I want to live in a universe where there's like the female version of your fat creeper who's like grabbing my dick while I'm getting drunk.
That hand just comes up on the couch, jerks you off. When you wake up, slowly just retreats back down.
But I think in the guy version that the hand would just stay there because the person would probably have no problem.
yeah, you'd be like, yeah, finish.
Well, we
Fuck,
if you want to be if you want to treat equal, you know, the women and the men, then they would have to retreat. For fear of persecution.
Did your father-in-law did he go give that girl a hug? Like maybe that girl's perfectly
there
fine.
was a second. No, she was in a wheelchair.
No, but maybe she's happy with her
that's
life.
that's why I got all fucking pissed. I'm
That's
like,
the thing.
she's
I don't
probably
like when
fine.
people automatically go,
Yeah,
"Oh,
assume.
poor this person." Maybe she has a better fucking life than you do.
Because if she had like legs and shit, she'd just be some boring fucking JV
That's like-
cheerleader at some Orange County fucking high school.
How old
work
was
a
she?
wet seal, like 19 or 20. The perfect like junior college Orange County age, like date some asshole with a truck, get knocked up, and become some fucking gross ass.
Well, that's like
leathery soccer
Davey.
mom.
The
How
guy
are the
with
tits?
She did. She was thin. Like even my mother-in-law commented, "Well, Dan, her boobs aren't very big. I don't know if you'd be into her." And I was like,
Whoa!
my
This
mother,
is like, because remember how much you like these bazungas.
Yeah.
no, my
Cannon
mother-in-law is
Dan.
hilarious. She's like 67 and she likes Jay-Z and shit. She's like this crazy like.
And she loves to show them titties,
House
bro.
mom.
In
Yeah.
all, trying to be courteous, your wife's boobies aren't they like normal size?
Yeah, well, I guess she's.
That's why he's trying to get her pregnant, so you get her filled up with the milk.
Okay.
Those big old fat milk.
Oh, here's a
kids.
question: would you let a girl squirt milk all over you?
I would love
yes.
to suck on those tits. The only problem is you have to deal with the pregnant or the post birth pussy, which is like your dick gets all like it goes up and around corners that didn't used to be there.
Mean?
What is it, like a
That's
labyrinth?
not fucking true.
Is David Bowie
Yeah.
in there?
That
What are
is
you
not
talking
true.
When you
about?
put your
You gotta solve a
dick gets
riddle.
all lodged in there, then you gotta yank it out.
Oh, like two Sharpays you get stuck together. Someone's to hose down your
Yeah.
balls.
What are you
Why don't
talking
you-
about?
That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard.
Let's get back to the handicap.
But
chick.
first, I just want to say I would titty fuck a girl who was milking, and that would be pretty good.
Milking a cow?
No, like she's having milk come out.
My brother used to squirt sheep when the sheeps would be pregnant. He'd be like, "Oh, can you come over? Look at this." And they'd squirt the sheep milk in my face.
And you just come everywhere.
Farm pranks. Turn into the next.
And then DeWitt would be like, help me get out of this minivan. I'm
Tune into the next episode of the O'Neill Family Farm Prank.
They hit you with a car and squirt fucking goat milk.
My
in your-
brother used to jerk off the bull, and he'd be like, "Come over here," and then he'd fucking
spray
squirt
it.
the fucking.
But he'd be pinching it off, so the load would build and be a high pressure release.
That wasn't a sandwich. That was horse shit you just ate. Hi-yo.
But Dan, that girl that was handicapped, it's the same with Davey, the guy with cerebral palsy. People used to come down and just pander to him and be like, "Oh, you're so good, little buddy."
Yeah.
Where Jeff and I, we used to make fun of him and treat him like a regular person. And that's what he appreciated. He liked that
I don't
people
know if he
didn't take
liked that so
acceptance
much.
to his disability and treated him like a real person.
What do you think the odds are that the wheelchair girl finds an able-bodied boyfriend? Probably pretty good.
Pretty
Super
good. That
high.
chick, I mean, the
Super
chick is
high.
super fucking hot.
Like all she has to do is probably become religious, and then I think
No, dude. No,
No?
she was hot.
What are you
and
talking
and
about?
she was,
What are you
and she was
talking
out to
about?
dinner with like her family. Like she looked like a chick who had her shit together. It wasn't just some like because it's fucking Orange County, dude. There's so many stinky fucking chicks down there.
She just has to go on OkCupid, put her face pic, and then drop the bomb. I'm also in a wheelchair, and the guy's like, "Will it fit in my car?" And you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
fine, we're ready to go."
Oh, I got a bone to pick with a girl I met via online.
Jesus Christ, was she in a wheelchair?
This is a girl.
Let's hear it.
Last time I hung out with this girl was like over a year ago.
So Jeff, you're like the serial like online dater, not in a gross way, but I mean,
Dude, no, kind of in a gross way.
because- no, but Jeff will talk.
He does
to
like
chicks.
the
He's not
creepy-
driving over at 1 a.m. and jerking off to some chick's tits and leaving her fucking in a Starbucks parking lot. I just mean like,
Is that considered creepy? Oh, wait, real quick. Can I just say, Jeff, my fat buddy, was a pioneer of internet fucking.
what do you mean?
He was doing it in the mid
before
on
computer.
dial.
the early on
cold
dial-up,
calling.
early and mid 90s. He was meeting chicks on random forums, and he was meeting them in the Walmart parking lot and fucking them in his truck.
What?
This is like
do you mean? What
95.
Oh, and while he was there, he could get free AOL CDs. Fucking thing.
So everything that Jeff, you owe it to guys like him.
I'd like to thank Ryan's fat buddy, Creeper, if you're listening. Thank you.
I don't think you'd like to be called
keep
fat
on
buddy.
creeping. Keep on.
Would he
Keep on
that buddy
almost
worse than
raping.
creeper or rapist?
He's just a good guy.
No, but which name would he like less?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You have to email him.
Now,
Okay,
when
so-
you guys finally watch Creeper, fuck, do you chant Deeper Creeper?
Deeper, Creeper, stick that cock deeper.
No, you just close the door because you don't want to have to testify.
Deeper Creeper, did you know she's a sleeper?
She's us sleeper.
Okay, Jeff. So online dating.
So I went on, I think 2 or 3 dates with this girl. It didn't work out.
What's a date
whatever.
work? Like you go to meet at a restaurant? Like how do you not?
Yeah.
How do you meet at a public place so neither of you get murdered and killed the
He
first
takes
time?
him to Zanku and gets splits the family meal.
Not true.
That's
Where do you go? Where's like no?
we
I'm
met.
serious.
It is good chicken.
We met at just a random bar,
Okay,
and so
but you don't drink, so then you seem
No,
like
I
a
drink.
fucking
I
Dexter.
have a couple beers.
Okay.
So we hung out like 3 or 4 times. Didn't work out. Whatever. I think.
Wait, did you kiss her like second or third time? You must have kissed her.
First night got a little crazy.
Oh, you almost stuck it in. She said no, and then you felt like, did I rape someone?
That's not the moral of the story.
I love how
Oh
he
wait, this
steers
is
her
that
out.
girl. Okay.
The moral of the
Steers
story
around it.
is
Okay, yeah.
this girl emails me like out of the. Well, first of all, we're all in the world of comedy. We all hold it fairly dearly. She's like, "Oh, you used to do comedy, blah blah blah." And she's like, "Do you know this comic?" And the comic was like
Dog
beyond terrible. And she's like, "Oh, I think he's so funny." So that's like you can't continue
yeah,
that
yeah.
seriously. But anyway, So she emailed me the other day. I haven't spoken to this girl. I've seen her in like a year.
You jump from like the weird OkCupid email to real email at some point once you've seen their tits or something? Or I don't know how it works.
You occasionally get on real email.
Okay.
So this is going on there. But like a year passes. This lady gets in touch with me like the other day. And she was like, just small talk. And then she was like, out of nowhere, she's like, oh, by the way, have you seen my leather jacket? Like, I haven't seen it since I was at your house. And then wrote like, HMMM ... And I was like, what?
Like you stole it
a year ago?
I said, are you accusing me of stealing your leather jacket? You're like 5'1". I'm 6'3". What would I do with your fucking Gap kid size leather jacket? And then she was like, I'm not accusing you of anything. Whoa, like what's it? And I go, you were in my place. I'm not a hoarder. Don't you think I would see a fucking woman's leather jacket at some point over the course of a year?
Over a year, I might have another woman over that would see it and like,
I'm going to tell you right now, I think you misinterpreted what was happening.
What do you think was happening?
I think she went, I haven't seen it since I was there. I should come back over. And you're like, what? You think I'm stealing your jacket?
I thought
you fucking cunt. Fuck you, you can't come over and look for it.
It sounded like accusations to me.
I think you totally misinterpreted it, bro. I think she was like, we should get together.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think she think you stole it.
That's what I think.
Because I heard I know the full length story, and
this girl also
was a little
had,
nutty.
She had a friend who was married in Virginia.
Okay.
And so this friend, I found out later, was like privy to a lot of our conversation and was like living vicariously through this girl. And she's like, oh my God, this is so awesome. Like, you're not married, you can do all this stuff. And then she started telling me about it.
Spot on impression.
And so then
Danish.
I was sleeping, and she was like, I was going to take a picture of you sleeping and text it to my friend. I was like, dude.
That's why she thinks you stole the jacket.
I was like, that's not
She was a
cool,
nut
dude.
job.
I was like, I'm a normal person.
Did you ever
Like,
take pictures of her pussy and text them
No.
to O'Neill over
No.
here?
Yeah.
Well, what about Deeper Creeper?
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah, did you CC him?
Weird thing about O'Neill's friend is I've never met him, but once I was in my bed fucking a girl and I saw a hand just staring.
It's that phantom head. You saw the ghost. He's the guy. It was probably the phantom condom.
Do you ever, when you're hooking up with a girl, do you ever just imagine his hand coming up and you get
Just for
scared?
fun?
I don't have. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to imagine. I have it
It's
in
like
my
the zoo.
fucking head. I've seen it creep over me to try to get at some titty while I'm sleeping.
Did he ever accidentally touch you?
Well, he dry humped his leg with his boner.
Dude, more than once we've been in a bed together where we've passed out and a girl's been in there and I've been fucking around and I've seen a hand creep up while we're fucking around. It's like, imagine you're fucking around with a girl and you're sucking like a right titty and he's on your left side and you just see a hand, some fingertips kind of start working that left titty.
Now, while you're imagining that, Dan, also imagine that you're fucking a girl real good. She's riding you, and then in the mirror you see a fat dude's chubby finger go right in her butthole.
And that guy's all wet because he just got stuck under his minivan and
all
almost
takes place in a
drowned.
minivan.
Death by minivan with a story of
ice
Andrew
cream.
Dewitt.
Can I defend myself for a second? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So on the last episode, we railed on O'Neill for his terrible ghost stories.
No, that was episode
First
6.
of all, you
well,
guys,
this is
I
8.
never told you these were. You guys said, "Hey, I want to hear some of your ghost hunting adventures."
You have multiple, though.
And
I mean,
that
you
was-
did everything though, but take the flashlight out and put it on your face. You really like set the ambiance of this ghost hunting.
brought in a sheet of metal to make thunder noises.
You brought in a
Can I get a
voice
Foley?
artist.
Can I get a Foley artist in here for this?
We walked on the leaves.
When I tell other
It's
people,
like a fucking Prairie Home Companion.
There was a mysterious cat.
so I feel that they are equally terrible stories.
Ridiculous.
What?
No,
So
but
you're
it's
saying your
ridiculous.
near death is the O'Neill
My-
ghost.
Dude, your
Yeah.
near death got a bigger laugh than those ghost stories. I'll tell you that.
But they're both
and laughing,
ridiculously
shaming
sad.
you. One was just a harmless ghost story that didn't go anywhere. Yours was like, I have a near death experience.
Did you see the light to it under that
Here's
van?
people that have near death. People that were in the fucking tsunami in Thailand have a near death experience.
Yeah, like Andrew.
that. It
Like
was
you
Andrew.
did.
It was like that.
You were drunk and you slipped. That was it.
Yeah, how are you going to defend yourself? Go.
Well, I was
Do
going to
it.
say that they're even.
No.
That's how you defend
At
it?
least I found a fucking condom.
So your biggest threat of death in this situation, in your mind, was drowning.
Yes, I thought I was
and
gonna
then
drown.
death by what? Foot fungus?
Sliding,
Like,
down,
what was
sliding down the hill?
I guess I was really bummed I wouldn't find my flip flops again.
So death by depression from loss of flip flops.
Hey man, depression gets serious, bro. Like you don't have those flip flops. You don't want they were reef flip flops, man. They were nice.
How'd they feel on your hands as hand slippers?
They worked pretty good because I wasn't getting up that hill by myself.
Oh, fuck.
I feel so ashamed. I've told that story before, and people were like, "Wow,
Who'd you tell it?
Yeah,
to?
your fucking nerd buddies at the Renaissance Fair gather around the fire, ye old men, so I can spin my yawn of death.
There I was, trapped under the belly of a mechanical beast.
With the rain of the gods pouring down upon my face, seeking to drown their warrior.
I'm scared of birds and other weird creatures. That story doesn't scare me at all.
Well, I had to seek solace in the hands of the alchemists Benjamin and Jerry and their confectionery sugar.
In fact, I think
I saw the ye more at the counter of thy. I said, "Look here, ye peasants."
I have a
You
minivan
more
near-death
scum.
story I think that'll top yours anyway.
Oh man, now I'm
I
sad.
was a young man, and my brother and I we were jumping off maybe the tire of my mom's car and to dunk on the basketball hoop. And we were idiots.
I feel safe so far.
Yeah.
And so I jumped off and I hung on the rim. I had a bit of a weight problem as a young man. And I hung on the rim and it ripped the basketball hoop out of the concrete and I fell. Or maybe we were jumping off maybe a ladder and the car was parked a little ways away. And so I'm holding onto this fucking rim 10 feet in the air and fell very hard onto my mom's
Hey, that's
the hood of her
similar to
car.
when my brother used to make me get on the hood of our truck and he'd drive 60 miles an hour down the highway.
Dude, no one story. Stop your fucking the time I did dance on Chinese stars while a Russian soldier shot at me. I'm sorry your growing up was fucking terrible. That was like your Wednesday, and then Thursday was you just stick your head in a cow's ass.
I know exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, Danish, I'm sorry that you fell down on the concrete, but one time my grandfather shoved my head inside a cow's uterus with goggles on. I thought we were going to go swimming at the lake, but the goggles were so I could see through the cow pussy juice to make sure the calf was all right. So don't you tell me about bruising your tailbone on some fucking concrete.
I'm actually on Dewitt's side now, dude. Death by minivan. It's a real thing. O'Neill grew up like a pussy. He's just very good at lying.
All right, let's wrap this episode up there.
Oh, that was a hoot,
was fucking
man.
great. No, it was terrible. We're all morons.
I was
but,
fucking. I haven't cried that hard from laughing.
Well, hey, let me
in
be
years.
sure, everybody, be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review.
Send those pics.
And yes, if you want to be in Ryan's fantasy amateur porn,
Just send us some nude photos.
No, and like we said, at the
Hey,
beginning,
we're not getting paid for the podcast, so the payment is just to get some tit
some
shots.
wank material. Okay,
and
so
Dan, remind
I'm not
them
gonna
about our
jerk it to him.
contest.
promise.
I'm trying to. Well, this fucking I don't even know it's illegal to solicit fucking porn on the internet.
I'm not going to jerk it to the photos.
Oh, that's what you tell the cops. I wasn't going to jerk
That's
it.
that's what kitty porn people. That's what kitty porn pedophiles say. They go, "Oh, I just had these. I wasn't doing anything with
Looking
them."
for of-age women here.
All right, let him wrap. Let him wrap. it up,
Jesus
dude.
Christ!
We gotta pay
All
the
right,
bills.
like I
here.
said, this has been the Boner City USA podcast presented by DoorExplosion.com. Please go to DoorExplosion.com. Check out all their podcasts, videos, great stuff. Visit their store. You can buy a T-shirt for Boner City. Also, if you tweet at DoorExplosion this week, anything with the phrase Boner City in it. I love Boner City. I hate Boner City. Boner City scares me. Boner City is a felony. Whatever. You tweet that at what is it? At
DoorExplosion.
At DoorExplosion on Twitter. The 5 funniest or best or unique. I guess funniest. Will get a free T-shirt sent to them. In the
How
mail.
about the Danish as the mayor of Boner City?
What about it?
That'd be a cool tweet.
No, if you tweet that, you'll never get any.
Wait, can you give us an example of a funny Boner City tweet?
No, like at Dork Explosion. I love Boner City. It's awesome. That's funny because
That's not that
it's terrible.
funny.
Well, it's fucking.
Can you give us a better example?
No, I just fucking tweet.
There are 5 shirts.
If
You can be one of
if
the
you
first
can-
5 people in the world to wear a
own
Boner
shirt,
City
asshole.
shirt.
Do you think 5 people give a shit enough to like go on their phone?
I've seen the shirts and they're pretty fucking awesome.
Okay.
So get your fucking. Don't send out the first tweet you think of. write down 6 or 7 and pick the best one out of that. Because
We're
there's going to be some
shopping with your
competition.
roommate.
Oh God, yeah, and then you'll have a Boner City T-shirt before Ryan will ever have one because Ryan will never ever fucking have one.
That's fine. If you get a Boner City T-shirt, email me at o'neilltheasskicker@yahoo.com, and we'll.
It's O'Neill with 2 L's.
If you live in the Los Angeles area,
O'Neill will
and we'll
steal
think-
one from the studio and then
We'll think of a way that I can get it
meet you
out
in a
of your hands
Starbucks,
into
Starbucks
mine.
parking lot. He'll fuck
Yeah.
you in a truck.
Bring some dirty photos. and the T-shirt. All right.
All right,
sign
I
off.
have been Dan Bilek with,
Andrew DeWitt.
Ryan O'Neill.
This is the Danish.
and we'll see you next time. Thanks.